Hey, what's up YouTube? We're currently at 1906 medals, so I thought it'd be a great time to share with you guys some more games that I've played to manage to push to this point and kind of share, my thought process, the match strategy, different interactions, so hopefully you guys can learn a thing or two and play this deck on your own. So, in this matchup, I'm playing against Drill. I don't really know what Drill deck he's playing against. There's a couple going around, the most common being like a Drill Nado Marcher deck. But at this point, I have no idea. And then he goes Mighty Miner in the back, so I'm kind of just like chilling. I don't really know. I go for Prediction Earthquake because like 99% of Drill decks use Cannon. So we don't manage to get hog damage, but we do manage to get a nice Mighty Miner bomb. So we actually have got quite a nice damage lead right at the start, around like, what, 600 damage? So pretty good so far. This is something I want you guys to pick up on. You see how I use a Firecracker? You can time it better so you take no damage. I'm also lagging here, as you guys can see. But you can actually time it so that the Firecracker shoots the Goblin as it comes out. You take no damage, and then you just log, and that fully counters. Yeah, forgive some of my gameplay here, guys. Like, I actually have so much lag. It's insane. But yeah, we managed to get a lot of damage. I changed lanes. I applied loads of pressure with Mighty Miner Hog. I even logged the cannon because he places it a tile too high, so his left tower isn't hitting my Hog. He's then forced to use a Nado. I say forced, he probably shouldn't have used the Nado and just tanked the damage. It would have about evened up the damage on both towers, but so far we're in a pretty good spot. This matchup is actually really kind of difficult. The way in which you win it is really by just stacking crackers. You see, I had a bad cycle, so I had to just gamble. He'd go for his drill in the front, which like 99% of the time they do. It's like guaranteed damage for them, or at least it used to be. Now, not so much. But I go for a hog on the right lane, and actually the reason I went for a hog, sorry, on the left, is because I wanted the Firecracker to actually get damage on the right. Most likely I'm going to need to switch lanes this matchup, because if I keep going same lane, whatever troops he uses to defend my hog is just going to counter push, and he's going to drill, and it's just going to be too much to defend and attack. You could do that if you get loads of damage and then you just EQ spell cycle or something, but the match, I mean, I don't have anywhere near enough of a lead to be doing that. So I use my E-Spirit, Mighty Miner is alright. I mean, we do take one hit, unfortunately, but it's okay. This Firecracker kind of blows. I mean, I kind of wanted it to hit their Firecracker, but I guess not. I do protect it though. You see how I go for the hog? I kind of just protect it because, I mean, if you can protect your Firecrackers in this matchup, that's kind of what will win you the game. He's also got Firecracker. That's something you really have to keep track of, is that when you're going for like drill in the front or like anything in the front, that they don't just go Firecracker at the bridge. The way in which you win this really is just by stacking your own Firecrackers and predicting theirs. It's like a battle of the Firecrackers. Whoever's Firecrackers do less damage, lose. So we are down a little bit, but you can see how I'm like constantly applying pressure. I'm just gonna Earthquake. I'm keeping track of his cycle the whole time. Like if they have Cannon and Nado in cycle, you can basically guarantee that they're going to use their Nado because they don't want to waste their Cannon. Right there, he just wasted both of his hog counters, cannon and like everything. So I go for a Firecracker just to catch anything that he plays. Beautiful Firecracker. I hog. I'm just applying loads of damage. You can see the Firecracker is like melting the guards as well. I didn't think he'd be able to get a cannon that high up in time. And you can see at the same time I'm going for my defensive cannon at the same time, and then I'm like logging the first goblin and then going skellies. That is something I should mention to you guys, is why I'm logging first and then using a troop as opposed to going for a troop first and then logging. Actually what you want to do is kind of switch between them, but generally it's better to log first because sometimes they go for prediction log, prediction arrows, whatever it is, and also just guarantees to get rid of that first goblin. Then you need to like delay the deployment of your next troop so that the log will actually kill all the goblins that spawn out of the goblin drill. Little pro tip for you guys. You can see how I'm just constantly applying pressure. I Earthquake because I thought he was going to go for a cannon. He kind of just messed up a Nado instead. I don't manage to get the Mighty Miner in front of the Firecracker here, which is a bit of an L, but it's okay. You see how I go for high cannon, just DPS everything quickly. I'm applying pressure. I have 3-card cycle. I'm just defending and attacking at the same time. That's like a key thing I used to tell you guys to do at 2.6, but it kind of just applies to all hog decks, is that attacking and defending at the same time is just really important. E-Spirit coming in clutch, like low-key, really nice. Here I predict his Firecracker at the bridge. Like, you know that he's desperate and he kind of has to go for these plays. I'm just defending, I'm just cycling cards. I actually just take this one hit on purpose so that my log will fully kill the drill. And as long as I don't like completely choke a firecracker, he gets a really nice firecracker lineup here. But, I mean, that's the problem with abusing firecracker nados. It only works in triple for him, because otherwise I'll punish him with a hog. I'm hovering my Earthquake. I mentioned this in my last video, but you guys always want to remember to hover your Earthquake. Look how fast I react. I Earthquake instantly as soon as I see he played an Expo. He even logs, and you see my hog survives with 1 HP. That's what fast reaction times do for you. If you can just react quickly, you can sometimes just get extra damage because of it. So he obviously got a really bad starting hand, and I think he was just reacting late as well. He probably could have defended that better. But, you know, we're playing against Expo, and Expo is, guys, trust me, Expo, if any of you guys have played against good Expo players, you'll know that it's nowhere near as easy as you think it'd be. Like, on paper, it should be easy, and it is your matchup, but it is tough to win. Because they can just 3-card cycle, like, it depends what variant, but sometimes they have pump, and if you let those pumps get out of control... Okay, by the way, I'm going to pause my thought and just look at that. That was beautiful. Firecracker up high, and that's usually what you do against queen decks, even in Pig's EQ. Firecracker up high opposite lane so that the queen never locks onto the firecracker, but the firecracker continually stays onto the queen. You play it before it crosses the bridge so that either they're forced to pop their ability early, which means the queen's not very deadly when it crosses the bridge, or they just don't pop their ability and your queen just dies. Not much to say here. I mean, he kind of just goes for this. I see that he went for a cannon, so in my mind I'm thinking, okay, I can just freely go for a hog at some point, and I should guaranteed get a hit, unless he goes for like Queen, Ice Spirit, maybe Log or something. So I'm ready to go for a hog. I go for a hog. I think I go East Spirit as well. No East Spirit? Oh, I guess not. I still get a hog hit, which is nice. Like, again, I go for that same firecracker, 3 tiles from the bridge, opposite lane. I even stop it from crossing the bridge, just to make sure my firecracker does damage. I skellies in case he doesn't pop the ability. Probably could have just logged, let's be honest, but, I mean, it's fine. That's, like, kind of what you want to do. You don't really want to wait for the queen to cross the bridge and then go for, like, a Mighty Miner onto it, because then they can expo. Like, you need your Mighty Miner as a tank. Here I go for really nice cannon prediction skellies. Reason being, he's already gone for his Evo Knight in the left lane, so I know he doesn't have a tank, which means he has to go for most likely skellies. He could have also gone for Ice Spirit, but most likely skellies is the better play if I don't predict, which is why he went for it. So here I'm again just sort of defending, but can you see how much pressure he's applying? Like, if I mess up, I'm kind of screwed. I get a really beautiful Earthquake here. Earthquake plus my Mighty Miner does plenty of damage. Here I should have popped the Mighty Miner bomb. This was a mistake. My Mighty Miner would have applied pressure in the left lane. And it also would have killed the Expo, but instead my Mighty Miner just dies for nothing. He thinks here I'm going to go for a prediction onto his Knight. I don't, kind of knowing he has Queen in cycle. I shouldn't have overprotected this Firecracker with Ice Spirit and stuff, but I mean, it's okay. Here I go for my cannon, not the best cannon, and here is kind of where things get a bit tricky, because I just messed up my hog. You know, my hog only got 1 hit. I messed up a few things here, and now he's got 2 expos. So my first priority is to kill the first expo, because I know that I can just tank a bit of damage and then Earthquake Earthquake log this right side expo. He goes for a really nice queen, and then Ice Spirit predict onto my skellies, and now I'm like, okay, I'm definitely taking damage. I go for East Spirit low, and I tank the queen ability, but I mean, still, just a queen on your tower is rough. The only saving grace is that damage is same lane as my own, so we can't go expo same lane, because I'll just Earthquake cycle it. So here I go for opposite lane pressure. You can see that I do this. He goes for a nice Knight. I log as well at the same time, and then here he goes for his prediction Fireball, which was a nice play by him. Not much else I think I could have done. Probably I could have just defended instead of going attack on aggressive. Here I have prediction cannon just so that he can't go in. Firecracker the bridge, he predicts. You can see that I'm slowly not playing this well, and I'm like, oh shit. Even here I'm like, oh no, I messed up the Mighty Miner. And at this point I'm like, okay, I need to just not choke. And he starts going for the Fireball cycle race. I think he should have just expoed with his 3-card cycle and then gone for Fireball cycle. Because I messed up, I didn't even have my Mighty Miner in cycle. Yeah, I probably could have lost this if he had changed up his strategy. But thankfully he goes for a spell cycle race, which, as you're going to see, gets stupid close. Just look, we're talking about frames that win me this game. There's plenty of things to learn from both sides. Like the start of this game, I played really well, but then I messed up a couple times and things started getting out of control. 5 seconds left. I have a damage lead, but look at the log. Bro, his log was literally one tile away from hitting my tower, and if it does, I'm pretty sure log does whatever 70 damage. I could be wrong, but it's crazy close. So anyway, the game was nice. I did a lot of good things, but I obviously made a few mistakes. So things to learn from. Yeah, in this Lava Hound game as well, I mean, this was like a really nice game. I think Lava Hound is a matchup a lot of newer players struggle with, or inexperienced TogiQ players struggle with, even though it's actually a really decent matchup. Reason being, you have to recard cycle, and even though you struggle to defend air, they struggle to defend ground. Like, they only have usually 1 or 2, in this case 3 ground cards, which means you can, if you're keeping track of them, you can kind of punish it. So my Mighty Miner dies, that's fine. I go for not the best E-Spirit, to be honest, but go for Hog Pressure. He uses Valk, so I know he's used his Valk. He does mess up his cage, so I do manage to get a couple hits, and now I know he's got Valk, Guards, and Cage. Almost certainly those are all the 3 ground cards he has. Could maybe have one more, but almost certainly not. Usually it's just spells and air cards. So because of that, I know that he has Valkyrie in cycle, so I just go for my Mighty Miner, because that will just destroy Valkyrie, and then he still has to go for something else. So I go for a Firecracker just to DPS it more, and also all I need is Skellies for his, normally that's all I need for the Goblin Brawler, but in this case, Ghost Skelly drags up high. You see how I popped the ability? All he had was 1 ground card in cycle, which was the Valkyrie, and he played it same lane. So when I popped the ability, he had nothing. He had to go for a Mega Minion on it, and I got a ton of damage on the right side. I'm just constantly applying pressure. I'm not going to let him like settle into a routine, and that pressure is based upon what ground cards he has in cycle. Like, I could go for like a Mighty Miner when they have guards and then like prediction log, or just log the guards as pressure if I'm hovering it. Like, you kind of want to make your, like, here I go for it, and I like go for a, look at this, prediction Firecracker, now, look at that, because I knew he's going to go guards, and I basically just instantly just destroy all of his guards, and now he has to go for arrows. He goes panic arrows and misses. I go for a hog, and I'm just applying loads of pressure. At the same time, I go for a Firecracker on the right side, which over time is just going to keep DPSing down this Lava Hound. He's not back to arrows, so he'd have to lightning it to defend it. But I'm already back to 3 card cycle. I got a Mighty Miner on the field. Like, I go for a hog at the same time. I'm like earthquaking because I know he's going to go for a cage, and now I'm already back to my Firecracker. So I play the Firecracker, Skelly's just to distract the Lava Pups for a minute. And you see, that's kind of how I'm going about this matchup. Again, Firecracker's on the left so that I can apply pressure with my hog and just keep up the pressure. I get a nice hog hit, I log, I get another hog hit, which is just awesome. And at this point, I'm like, okay, he goes for this. Skelly drags die to Evo Firecracker shot and what do you call it? And a Mighty Miner bomb. So I go for that play, like beautiful defense. And now I know he can't really defend this. Like, I'm gonna earthquake his cage and just spam the living hell out of him. I get a hog hit, and that's GG's. To end the video, what I want to share with you guys is this pretty ridiculous defense. Till this point, my gameplay wasn't really that great. I've taken tons of damage that I probably shouldn't have. And so I'm in this situation where I have to defend. And you guys are going to see how I defend this like ridiculous golem spam. So the first point to make is that I'm cycle Firecrackers. This bomb that I popped was beautiful. Then I use my cannon just to distract his ground cards, and at the same time separating out his pushes. So his air cards are hitting the cannon and his lumberjacks hitting skellies. Hog pulls everything back. I just log in case he went Night Witch onto my hog. He doesn't, so my hog gets a hit. I pop the Mighty Miner bomb as well on the right side, and then he golems the bridge. And now I just have this like ridiculous defense. Like, if I let anything slip through, I'm just gonna lose because I only have 900 HP. I can't like tank basically any damage. I could have tried spell cycling here, but honestly, I think I would have just gotten overrun before I'd be able to get to 2 earthquakes in time. So I just went full on defense. I was like, if I just can defend, then I'm fine. He gets a really nice nado, killing both my Firecrackers. So again, I have to use a cannon for defense. Skelly is just slightly distracting. You see how like these small micro placements? Mighty Miner in the middle so that I can pop the bomb, and then it'll just get rid of the bats or like get rid of the Electro Dragon. Firecracker on the right, my Mighty Miner doesn't pull this, so I have to log on defense. Cannon, because I thought he was going to nado, and then he nados again, but then I E-Spirit predict, because I like knew he was going to go nado. And at this point, I'm like, okay, he just used his NATO, now I can hog and I can win the game. But hopefully you guys can break down that defense and you learn a thing or two from it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.